How's it going, everybody? Civil here, and in this video I'm going to be going over how to one way to really improve your offense, with one big tip, and it's really something that a lot of comp players even struggle with, and it's going to be talking about learning or like determining what the defense is doing, especially when you start playing more competitive players. You start to showcase more tendencies. You know, when you're not playing players who aren't that good, you know, tendencies are kind of hard to pick up on. But when you increase the skill level, the tendencies are kind of getting easier to pick up on. And the best way I can show this is we're going to start out in bunch verticals, and we're going to start out against the Tampa 2 defense. And what I like to do out of any formation I'm running is really identify what player I want to start reading. As you get better, you can read more and more players at once. That's what makes like some really good players, you know, what makes them great. Like J-Ball's really good at reading, you know, an entire defense. And the way you start to work up to that is by reading one player at a time. So when I'm running bunch, I like to identify the outside corner on the bunch side. So it would be this corner outside of B. And I like to try to determine what he's on, what his coverage assignment is. And usually I'd start out with the base play. Here we'll just say what we're gonna run. We're gonna run verticals like this. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna see that, okay, so he was played. And that was all the way bagged, which means he was played because he was in some kind of flat zone. I know in bunch that a flat zone will play this zone, or will play that route. So we do it again. We see that he's played. If I throw it, it's picked. So I'm starting to determine, okay, so if they have a flat right there, that means that high safety on the bunch side is going to be a deep zone of some kind, because if it's not, therefore they'd have no deep zone on that side. You know, just common sense has to say that. So if I know that, I know he's running a lot of cloud flats on that side, I'm going to have to say, okay, how can I attack that from this formation? And one way I know I can attack it from bunch is by running something like corner strike. So let's say, okay, I know that he is in a cloud flat most of the time, so let's run something to get over that cloud flat to make him have to adjust. So let's run something like this. And we run it, and we get sacked. But you see how the quad flat bit down on the drag, so you could run something like this. We'll make this a little bit faster. And so now you see that we just took advantage of the fact that he was in a quad flat on that side. We're able to get a huge long bomb. We do it again real fast. So we know he's doing, we identify once again he's in a cloud flat, and once again we do get hit because practice mode shits are annoying. We're gonna do it one more time for you guys so you can see. So we see that he's in a cloud flat, we're gonna throw it, and there we go. So you see, that's how we're gonna start taking advantage of it, because we're identifying that he's in a cloud flat, or he's in a flat of some kind, not necessarily a cloud flat, but you can identify that he's not dropping back all the way. So let's say he was dropping back all the way. Let's say that when we ran, let's say, I apologize, I don't have my second controller with me right now, but let's say when we ran corner strike, let's say we did it, we're like, okay, you know, this should work, and we see that, oh wait, he dropped all the way back. So usually what will happen is people baseline stuff, and they'll start to play that corner route a little bit more, or at least the flat zone will. So what you can do is either A, I mean, you could just easily take your hard flat, or take your flat route, or you can start abusing the fact that that corner is dropping back. And the way I know to do that from this formation is to run verts, motion melt, snap them, and then throw it like that. And so really it's about learning the formation you're running. You know, if you're in bunch, I like to identify it as outside receiver or outside corner on the bunch side. If you're in trips, you know, you might want to identify someone else. It's really just identifying what that one player's doing, and it kind of leads you to know more things. It lets you know, more of what the defense is doing as a whole. You just have to start. It's kind of like a puzzle. You just have to start putting it together. And then, you know, if he's in deep zone and they're sending 6 people, then, you know, you can start determining, well, they're missing a flat somewhere. You know, he has a user here, he's missing maybe a deep zone over there, something along those lines. But that's how you start to identify what people are doing. It is harder when people are just running random things. If you're playing someone who's running Ask Madden on defense, it's a lot harder, because just due to the fact that they don't really have tendencies. But Another thing is by making plays look like each other. So for example, we do something like this where if I know he's like that, we run something that looks a lot like Pat Sale, and then we're actually going to get over this quad flat, just like that. And so that's just another example of things you can do, making plays look like each other. I mean, everyone knows what Pat Sale looks like. You know, you have this and you have that post route on the other side. Well, we're making the same thing look like it, except we know he's in a quad flat on the outside, so we know that this corner route will get over it. And there we go. You just want a little bit better throw power, get that ball there faster. But that's going to be about it for this video, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys could actually learn something from it. This is a very big tip that a lot of pro players do struggle with, just taking in what the defense is giving them and picking up on tendencies. That is huge when you're playing Madden at a high level. And that will really help take your offense to the next level. That's a huge thing. Instead of just calling plays at random, you're calling plays based on what the defense is doing or what you think they're going to do and making reads based off of that. So that's going to be it for this video, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.